been in the Wapato Hills Park area of Tacoma. Wapato Hill Park is on fire tonight, and we just talked to a couple of people that were just coming up off of the trail, that if you go up here and the fire is moved and it is in this area of the park, as you can see, there is a fire hydrant here, and then there is a hose, and then the fire department is up the road here, and we're going to go ahead and walk up here. And I've kind of told you the sum total of what I know. We've seen pictures out of Wapato Hills. We came out here. It does look like the situation is a lot more under control than where it was at, say, an hour or 90 minutes ago. But my understanding is, again, from some reports from people that live in the neighborhood, the fire is just basically, I know you're like looking at darkness, but the fire is basically just over this hill. There are people, homeowners out here that are hosing down their yards and hosing down areas. And so the threat is very, very real. And at the same time, the neighborhood has this very eerie quiet to it. There was an area that was behind us, past where we parked when we were walking up, and that's the area where people were hosing down yard and dry grasses. And if you're like hearing crunch, 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 you know, as I walk, say, on branches or something, that is because it is so flippin' dry here. And there are some small branches that are down, and that is again because of all of the wind activity that has gone on here. But right now, things appear to be much further under control than when they were 60 or 90 minutes ago. That fire in Sumner, I had people text me the reports from Pierce County. The fire we're at in Sumner has pushed into the valley floor. We were saying that the winds was going. My understanding, there's been some additional evacuations. And Bonnie Lake, which is next to Sumner, there's another fire. That fire is at about 150 acres, and that fire is basically out of control there. And that fire is they've done a number of evacuation orders in that area. So right now, from this vantage point, as you can see, there is a significant presence of Tacoma Fire Department just down this road. And one thing I want to be clear, we are in the city of Tacoma. So basically you have had a brush fire, forest fire situation within the city limits of the city of Tacoma tonight. If you weren't on the earlier stream, let me give you a weather recap on the situation here, and then I can kind of explain to you actually why we're here and demonstrate some things to you and why things are the way they are. The Pacific Northwest, specifically Washington State, Western Washington, is in a historical weather pattern right now. We're in a weather pattern that literally may happen here once in 100 years. And that weather pattern that we're having right now has three key ingredients. The first thing is we have ridiculously low humidity. Our humidity is desert grade, 10 to 20% at the heat of the day. The second thing that's going on is we are very unusually warm for this time of the year. We are in temperatures that are in the 80s tomorrow. It will be 90 degrees. Where we were out in Sumner and Bonnie Lake earlier, those areas are going to be up in the 90s tomorrow. Thursday, just about the entire region will be 90 degrees plus. And then the last thing is, you might be hearing a little bit of that going in the wind right now, is that it's windy, and it's windy here. And you couple all of that together with the fact that we get very little rain in the Puget Sound area during the summer months. Everybody kind of thinks, oh, it's wet, it's wet, it's wet. It rains all the time in Seattle. Seriously, that is kind of a myth. It doesn't rain all the time in Seattle. And since about the middle of June to about now, so almost 3 months, SeaTac Airport, Seattle-Tacoma Airport, has had just a little bit more than a half an inch of rain. And so what you've got here is you've got plants that are just completely drying out. And like if I show you here, right, this is grass. And the reason it's all brown and dried out like that is it hasn't rained in 2.5 months. And we have been, 90 plus degrees. And the weird thing is, we've actually had a cooler than normal summer. I shouldn't say cooler than normal. We actually had a very average summer with temperatures. But what's happening here specific to this event is very, very unusual. And so there's a hose line that is running down to where down to where those fire crews are. But it does appear at this point that they are in a mop-up mode. So right now, what I know is the fire in Sumner has gotten to the valley floor. That fire wasn't very active when we left there, but the wind, one of the things I was saying, the wind was blowing in a direction that was pushing that fire down towards the valley floor. And the fire has reached down there. The other thing that I know is in Bonnie Lake, there have been a number of evacuations that were ordered in the last 2 hours. As I have said, and I always say, because if you're new to the tango, right, this is old school Malkatemba tango. We're kind of doing a weather event. This is going back like 3 and 4 years ago. That's what this page was originally founded on. And quite frankly, the weather's been pretty flippin' boring in the area here for almost a year. There's been very little to cover. And this is real old school. I always say this. Obey official warnings. If you are in an evacuation area, fire, man, don't mess with it. Your house, your property, it's not worth it. And I did put up some information if you're in a be ready to evacuate area, or you feel like you were being told, because we don't deal with this in Western Washington. I keep saying, like, people that might be in California, mountain regions of Arizona, Colorado, areas of Montana, areas that are kind of used to this kind of stuff, might be going like, I don't understand why this is a big deal. This happens every year we're at. This doesn't happen. That's why I say it's not unprecedented, but this is like a once in 100-year weather event that we have happening right now. I'm actually going to see, because there's a police cruiser here. There's a couple of people in the neighborhood that have come up and talked. I'm just gonna see like if I can just find out if things are under control. Man, really blinded. I don't even know if they could see me in there. There's one dude.
Yes,
Oh, you can see. So are things like under control now, or?
I have no idea. It's all fires.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, I know it's fires. Yeah.
Yeah, but we haven't been updated yet, unfortunately.
Okay, got it. Because it looks like it's settled down a lot more.
Well, the wind's going that way, though.
Yeah. So there you go. So what we might do is reposition. We're at 60th. We tried to get down to 64th earlier, and that area was blocked off. They're telling me it's down that way because the wind's blowing that way and it's carrying it that way. So maybe we need to get back in and drive. I think we can go this way. The road's not blocked that way. And then I'm going to presume there was a fire here because there's a ton of equipment down there and they've got a pressure line going. Oh, maybe there's some people from the neighborhood coming out here and I can talk to them. You all live in the neighborhood, or?
Yeah, we live over there.
So, is there anything going on down there, or?
Compared to earlier, it looks a lot better.
Okay. So, is there any houses damaged down there, or?
I don't think
no.
so.
Okay, so that was the brush fire down there.
It was pretty big earlier.
Okay.
Just out if you weren't here earlier.
Well, I'm glad that they got it under control. They're telling me there was some individuals that told me there's another spot fire back up in the park.
It looks like it shifted onto the
And I was just going to say, and the police are telling me it's shifting further down towards 64th.
That was earlier.
So this was how earlier? Wow, this is like the exact same location.
8:49, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Compared to what it was earlier, it's died down a lot.
Wow. Well, I'm glad your home is safe. Thank you for talking with us. It's much appreciated. All right, malcontents, I think what I'm going to do, I'll probably keep the stream rolling. Dr. Mrs. Malcontent taking some nice photos, so she's got her opportunity to take her shots. We'll go ahead and do that. I think I'm going to keep the stream rolling. We'll go back to the vehicle. We'll head down this way. We'll see what we can see, and then, either make a call of, oh, wow, we're bringing something to you, or that's it, we're having a night. So it does look like, as I said, kind of walking up here, that the situation is a lot better under control. Now, if you live in this area of Tacoma and you were given an evacuation order, that doesn't mean like, oh, I just saw in the Malcontent Matango, he said it's all under control, I'm going to go. No, I didn't say go home. If you have been told to evacuate or stay out of an area, continue to evacuate or stay out of that area. And you can at least watch this video and go, phew, I don't think, the situation has kind of gone under control. And again, for those of you who are just tuning in, we are live. We're in Tacoma. We're in the Wapato Hills area of Tacoma. We are in the city of Tacoma. Right now, what's going on is the Puget Sound area and the central Puget Sound, but particularly the South Sound, is experiencing a historical fire event. I really do think that historical is the right word here. Meteorologically speaking, the weather conditions we're having right now literally happen here maybe once in 100 years. And what we're experiencing is weather conditions that are a lot more, say, Central California. And there is, when the wind gusts, it's gusting probably at a good 15 or 20 miles an hour. And I was demonstrating to you, I just walked up to what looks like some grapevines, which are really hardy, right? They're made to kind of take the dry, and I walked up and the leaves are just dried out. It is so dry here, and the humidity is really, really low. And so there are multiple City of Tacoma fire units that are at this location. There is, of what I can see, at least 3 or 4 trucks, and then there is an additional pumper truck that is over here. You okay?
Yeah.
So we're just going to drive down that way, and if there's nothing to see, going to call it. So what I'm going to do, because we're just literally need to drive like 3 or 4 blocks, I'm going to keep the stream going. I'm not going to shut the stream down. Camera phones were not made for left-handed people. And again, kind of what's happening is there's you want to get a pic? Oh, okay, okay. Watch the... All right, flip that around again. It's just really dark where I'm at the moment here, so and I'm like backlit. I'm still getting messages from people that are like, hey, did you know you got doxxed by... like, yes, I know. You can stop telling me. So what's going on? We're in Tacoma, Washington. We're in the Wapato Hills area where there has been a significant brush fire, which has been part of multiple brush fires and forest fires that are burning in the Puget Sound lowlands, particularly in the South Sound. We were told, although it looks like things are very, very much under control, that because of the way the wind is blowing, that the fire would be carrying down to, again, where we've been getting alerts, down around 64th. We haven't actually been able to get to that area, zigzagging streets. So, but it looks like we actually may have navigated in a way that we were able to pop into this neighborhood and get into a location where we might be able to get to 64th. So I'm going to keep the stream going because we only have to go like 4 or 5 blocks. And you're just going to have to kind of deal with seeing like my hand halfway over the phone, because I need to focus on driving. And so what's going to happen is you're just going to have my hand halfway over the camera. And we're going to drive like 4 blocks, and it's going to be the end. Or it's going to be, oh my goodness. And we'll bring you some more. So just stick around for another minute or two. I know it's like it's all dark. Here, I guess I can do this at least. So if you're just tuning in, we are in the Wapato Hills region of Tacoma, where there has been, within the city limits of Tacoma, where there has been a very, very significant brush fire. Oh no, I can see the fire. Now I can see the fire. Absolutely. Oh yeah, can see there's a significant glow up on the hill. I'm gonna turn here. Yeah, this might have been a mistake. I see lights. Yeah. Let's see. Maybe go this way. Just looking for a vantage point here. There is still fire in the Wapato Hills area, so the information that we got, oh yeah, significant fire. Stick around, malcontents. Sorry about the out of focus. There's like a lot of people walking around and...
Oh wow, that's actually, oh wow, yeah.
No. That is a significantly involved fire up there. We will be bringing this to you shortly. I am just looking for a place to park right now. Yeah, they're not coming for the trash. And we're just going to pop out and go. Oh yeah, the smell. Wow, what a amazing. We just went 3 or 4 blocks and the smell is so, like where we were, there was no smell, hardly any smoke. So we are live. We are in Tacoma. We're in the Wapato Hills Park region where the fire is continuing. I don't know. Yeah, it's just blocked by these trees. Give me 1 second, malcontents. And this is within the city limits of Tacoma. Okay. Back on the street. We're at the Skip and Laura Vaughn Park. Yep. So we are located at the Skip and Laura Vaughn Park. We're in Tacoma, Washington. We are within the city limits. We are in the Wapato Hills region of the city. where there are significant, actually I think I can see a second area of fire. Yes, there is a second area of fire up here. So there are multiple areas of fire that are burning right now. But this right here is absolutely so that is either Tacoma Fire or Tacoma PD that is telling people to stay out of the area. What is going on and why this situation is critical is the wind is still blowing pretty hard. And the wind is blowing to, I believe to my right is south. The wind is blowing in that direction, but it is also blowing towards us, but it is blowing more towards the right. And so that is going to continue to push this fire along the top of the ridge and along this area of Wapato Hills. I know there are some malcontents in the Wapato Hills area. If you wanted to come down here and talk to me, or if you want to get on camera, we are here. I can, that's where we're at. We're at South Wapato and 64. For those of you who may be just tuning in, we are live. We are in Tacoma, Washington. We are within the city limits. We are experiencing in Puget Sound, in the lowlands, particularly in the South Sound, a once in probably 100-year weather event that has resulted in multiple wildfires. This area here, which isn't showing up very well, this fire down here has really picked up. Give me 1 second. There's a lot of smoke and ash. I think that actually made things worse. Give me 1 second here. There we go. Wow, wow. This is really, really going over here. This fire over here has just exploded. There are multiple fires in the Wapato Hills area. I just heard trees falling down. I just heard trees falling down to the right of me where this fire is going. They're not yelling at me. And here, again, like I've said, there are There are people that are hosing down their yards. As a matter of fact, there's actually so much hosing down, it's a little hard to walk on the sidewalk. Because people have sprinklers going in an attempt to protect their property. So we're actually almost where we were.
Okay.
Go home. I really don't.
I'm with
care.
the press.
I don't care, sir. Please go home. You leave here.
Actually, I've never talked to you.
Sir,
I'm going to talk to you at the other end. I was standing with my mask on.
Just go
Please
home.
go to the end of the block like everybody else.
Thank you.
I'm catching up to those people right there. I'm actually catching up to the people that are in front of me, and I'm being told that I'm not walking fast enough. I'm used to police escorts.
Yes, honey. They're bad.
It's snowing.
Oh, they got
It's snowing ashes. Look at that. Wait, it is.
Here is another unit from Tacoma Fire that is arriving. And there is the fire that is continuing up there. The fire that is up over here also continuing to burn. And continuing to burning over up on the top, and then now you can actually, from my vantage point, you can actually see flames. The fire that we walked down to over here, that fire has settled down a little bit more. earlier heard some trees crashing and coming down here on this fire. Not talking to me. Thought I'd just clarify that. They're gonna yell at you for being 6 inches on the street. Just letting you know. So what I like, we're at Wapato and 64th, but you know, I don't know. I guess what I can do is pull up a map. I was just going to say I don't know my geography here, but I can definitely just pull up a map, and then I can tell you where things are at. It's a little hard to do it one-handed. I'm having to do this all one-handed. There we go. Okay, so yeah, so this fire that was down over here, that's the spot fire. If you remember when we started streaming and I said, you might have heard the conversation when I was talking to those couple of gentlemen who were saying, hey, there was a spot fire, we're going to go run up and let the fire trucks know. That's what that is. So that spot fire is burning back where we originally started to stream. And so what's happening is that fire is erupted over there. The challenge that they're facing is the wind is blowing from this direction over to this direction. And then I'm reading some of the comments, and when I looked on the map, what I'm seeing is that there are some areas that appear threatened by this fire. This fire up here, which is up as far as I can estimate on the top of the ridge, like I'm looking at a map, that's why I'm pausing. If this fire were to go across the road, what you have is the Centerpoint Christian Fellowship and Tacoma Baptist Schools are about direct across the street from this fire. And then from there, you have a significant area of retailers and an apartment complex. So for those of you who are just tuning in, we are live. We are in Tacoma. We're in the Wapato Hills area of the city of Tacoma, where there are multiple brush fires that are burning in the Wapato Hills area, and the fires, because of the wind, embers are being carried and those fires are skipping. What I don't know about the fire that has really calmed down, that flared up to our left about 10 minutes ago and has really calmed down. I don't know if that was a hot spot that reflared or if that was an area where some embers had blown in. There is a massive response from the city of Tacoma Fire Department. I have no idea why Streamlabs decided to pop up their logo in the middle of this. And there we go, we made it disappear. For those of you who are just tuning in, we are in Tacoma, Washington. For those of you just tuning in, we are in Tacoma, Washington. We're in the Wapato. There are trees that are coming down in the fire, and it appears now that I don't know if that is water that is being sprayed on that, or if that arcing was because you can see right there. Yes, that is definitely a water cannon that is being applied on this fire right now. So you are seeing this live. That is one impressive water cannon, because that is arcing up way up into the air. So right now what you are seeing is that plume of what you're seeing. That was water that was being applied to the fire.
The gate is open. My bedroom is on the left side, but you have to get into the backyard on the right side. Yes. Yeah, 'cause I know this thing's been going since 12:30. Yeah.
And there you go again. There is more water being applied to the fire. There is there's a significant group of people here that are on the corner right now.
Hey, ma'am, stay behind the barricade, just like everyone, please.
And you can see there is more water that is being poured on that right now. It does look like that they are getting ahead of the situation. That spot fire that was over to the left, it is still burning, but it is not burning at any degree like it was 15 minutes ago. And they are definitely getting ahead of this fire here. The firefighters, I would presume City of Tacoma, and I don't know if they have asked for mutual aid from other communities. I would imagine, because there are so many fires in the area, they probably have. But the firefighters have definitely gotten ahead of this fire here. This is down a lot less. Yeah, so Cairo 7 is here, and they're basically telling them we don't care. So they have literally just chased off Cairo 7. So if anybody on the stream was like, ha ha, you got special treatment. No, I didn't get special treatment. What I was showing was press badge. They said they don't care. Cairo 7 just is here. They're trying to set up. I saw somebody was asking, is anybody else in the media here? The answer is yes, Cairo 7 is here. And they were just admonished for attempting to set up but the image on the camera doesn't show it as well as it does in person. This fire is beaten way down from when we arrived. By the way, Cairo 7, if you want any of this video for later, you know where to find me. I am at Wapato and 64th. I am literally right at Wapato and 64th. I see people asking where we're at. The spot fire that erupted over to my left down here has, if you look at that, if you see the fire truck way up in the distance, if you look above that, you might see like a little orange fuzzy spot. That was the area that was just completely engulfed when we got here. And you can, the fire is actually down a lot more from when we got here. Like if I zoom in, it's still burning, and you can see that. Candidly, when it's all in here, and maybe you're seeing there's a lot of noise in the image now. Noise is like all that spotting. We call that in camera. It's called noise. That's because the camera's really struggling to pull in any light to show you. So what the camera is showing you is actually a lot brighter than what it is. So like if I pull this all the way back, you know, they appear to have successfully beat this down. So I am so sorry. And it kind of looks like Cairo 7 may have just given up. Or they may just be looking for a different spot to shoot. Well, it looks a lot better than it did just even 10 minutes ago. Yeah. They were, I don't know if we were here, they were huge water cannon. You could see was just arcing a bunch of water up here.
This whole park was lit up all the way across.
All the way across.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. So this is... Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up a different way. It's not going to do it that way.
Sorry. Here, let me come around this way.
So this is a picture of it.
Wow. Wow.
Here's an actual video. Went all the way across the whole park.
And do they know what caused this? Or?
I have no idea.
Well, I'm very glad. So are we...
This one right here shows it goes from here all the way across, and then watch, it's going to come right over here too. Look at that.
Wow. Wow. And this was about 2 hours ago.
This is about 8 o'clock.
So
the whole park went all the way across.
So they've really done one heck of a job of beating this down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this has been a hot spot right here because if you see in that video in the corner right there.
Yeah.
Flaming.
In your video, right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we were told when we first arrived here, like if you were to walk up just a little bit, you'll see there's another little spot fire that popped up.
It was bad.
We had some people that came up to us and they were running to the fire department to say, hey, there's a flare-up. And there was a huge flare-up over there about 15 minutes ago, but it looks like it's died out.
So I just live on the other side of the street.
Okay.
Behind here.
Wow.
So that's why I've been on edge all night, not knowing if it's going to spread because the wind was blowing so bad.
Uh-huh.
I think that's why it started here and up there it goes. See, it's flaming up again.
Oh!
So you know this fire originally started at like 12 o'clock this afternoon.
Yes.
Yeah. So it started in the corner way over here. And so there's trails that lead back up over there.
Okay.
Off of 56 and there's homes.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm not being judgmental, but it's a strong possibility that they might have been up there throwing their cigarette butts, or I don't know.
Well, things were just so dry. That's
Yeah.
all it would take,
Yeah.
right?
Because if you know I'm talking about right there on the corner of 56.
Yeah, yeah.
They walk the trails up in there all the time. There's like about 15 or 20 of them.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
So.
I'm streaming right now, but can I ask your name? Is that
shoot.
okay?
No.
No? Okay, it's fine. I get it.
I've been on the news too many times. Like, damn, she's always.
Say my name though.
I can see your name? What's your name? What's that? Bryce. Everybody, Bryce is here. Because of the COPA rules. Bryce looks like they're right on the edge of how old I can without parent permission to put them up on the news. So Bryce, I'm sorry. I can't put you up on the news. How'd you hurt your leg, Bryce? Bryce is on crutches.
He is a football and basketball player.
Really?
Oh, he's going to make it either to the NFL or the NBA. Look him up, Bryce Dinwiddie Jackson.
Really? You demand? Outstanding. Are you neighbors or just?
This is my grandson.
This is your grandson.
Yes.
Wonderful. Can I show
If he
Bryce?
wants
You want to
to.
be on camera? Look at that. See, we have a guardian here, so we can put Bryce on camera for a minute. Bryce wants to be on camera.
With his poor little broke leg.
With his how did you break your leg, Bryce?
Football.
Football. Well, did it just happen?
Like a month ago.
Like a month ago. When are you gonna get out of the cast there?
Like another month.
Another month. Wow. So you really broke it.
He wants to get back to playing. He broke his growth plate, so.
Bryce, you ever seen anything like this?
Scary enough.
I think the fire department's doing a great job.
Absolutely.
I think they're doing an amazing. Looking at those pictures, I think the fire department's done an amazing job. All right. You want to wave one time real quick, Bryce? It's your big moment. There you go. Remember this. Remember, we're told NFL
Yep.
right here. What's going to be your position?
Running back.
Running back. You going to be better than Gronk?
Who?
Oh, wait. Gronk wasn't a running back. He's like, who? Who's your idol for running back?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Nobody?
It's all right,
He
Bryce.
said him. He said him.
Okay, Bryce. Bryce is getting a little shy. All right, Bryce. Thank you. Yeah, it looks like it's really petered out here, and I think what we're going to do, because it is late, and I've had a long day, and Dr. and Mrs. Malcontent has also had a very long day, and I think there is good news here in this area, as it looks like, and again, we're at 64th and Wapato, and it looks like they have this a lot more under control than when we arrived here earlier. And so with that, you know, not a big religious guy, but if that's your thing, keep the people of Bonnie Lake, Sumner, Puyallup, and Tacoma in your prayers. And if you're not into the religious thing, definitely keep them in their thoughts, or just kind of, you know, sit back and just give them a pause and be grateful for what you have and that you're going to be safe tonight. And so with that,